I'm Danielle Harel. I'm the co-founder of the Somatica Institute of Sex and Relation Coaching. I'm super excited about producing the Here She Come TV show because it has the potential to change people's lives and really show them different kinds of sexuality. I'm super excited about people sitting on the couch and seeing things that they've never seen before on TV. Oh my God, people can do that? And they will start having those conversations in their own homes.
I'm Celeste, and what really excites me about producing Here She Comes, I love the idea that I get to help people understand what is really going on out there in the world of sex and relationships. I hate the old tropes that we see all the time. It's like polyamory doesn't work and women are crazy and men are reasonable and all of this kind of stuff. It drives me crazy. So I want to say polyamory isn't just an experiment that people do that fails and that helps their sex life for a minute. Like, people live their whole lives that way. And women aren't crazy. They can be leaders and they can show how the next phase of this whole revolution should go.
We look at sex culturally as something so superficial. I hope that Here She Comes will really help people see the powerful medicine that sex can bring to their lives. Not just the sexual acts, but also really understanding your sexual mind and being able to talk about what you really want vulnerably around sexuality.
Imagine sexual revolution on television looks like painting the broad spectrum of who we are as erotic beings and as, gendered beings or non-gendered beings, so that we can paint the whole picture instead of just, here's romance, here's passion, ooh, for a little extra titillation, here's some dominance and submission, but here's somebody who's psychological arousal comes from the way that water rushes across their body, or here's someone where their psychological arousal comes from watching their partner be made love to by someone else, stuff that's completely outside of the realm of what we usually see portrayed on television, so that people can see themselves, because it's such a narrow view and feel, oh gosh, I guess something's wrong with me, or I guess I'm weird, instead of going, oh, there's a portrayal of me. I've never seen that before on television. Now I feel like I'm part of the group. I get to be reflected in the world. I mean, interestingly enough, Emma and Renee, first and foremost, are business partners, and they want to create a powerful female business partnership out in the world with the goal of revolutionizing how we do emotional and erotic intimacy, because there's so much pain out in the world around relationships, and it doesn't have to be that way, and I think that's what we're constantly scheming. Danielle and myself and Emma and Renee are out there trying to make it happen in the world through the medium of television.
I love it that Emma and Renee are inspired by Celeste and myself. It's inspired by our lives. And they started much younger than we are now. So it's kind of really cool to be able to see them start in their own way. They have their own kind of personality that relies a little bit on who we are, but also different.
I think they're a little bit of a conglomerate of Danielle and myself, but also of the other writers and producers on the program. And so they have their own complexity, their own unfolding. It's different than the way that Danielle and I have unfolded in our own lives. But there are parts of it that are very, very similar, and stories from our own lives and conversations from our own lives. So it's kind of exciting because it's oh, there I am. Oh, but that's not me at all. How interesting, So we're really playing with keeping them fluid so that they can portray so many different kinds of women and experiences out in the world.
What I love about Emma is, first, she's inspired by me, so I feel her, and I feel connected to her and her character and how she moves in the world. And I really love the way she conveys dominance, and the way she is just, it's not the dominance that we see portrayed in popular media, which is the woman is just with a flogger and the dominatrix outfit. Instead, she just has it. She walks around like a super queen, and she just conveys, people are just gonna do what she wants them to do because she owns it. It's important for me that people see this kind of dominance, a woman can command what she wants just because she wants it.
What I love about Renee is that she's so complex, and I relate to her complexity so much. I'm really complex and I have all of these different aspects to myself. And sometimes I'm like really strong and guiding a relationship. And sometimes I get really like young and emotional and vulnerable in a relationship. And I want that complex portrayal not to take away from our sense of women's power. My dream for the Here She Comes TV show is that it really wakes people up, like all around the world, and we start having a much different conversation about sex and relationships than we've had in the past. A conversation that's, you know, not only inclusive but emotionally intelligent, erotically connected, loving, aware of like attachment, you know, all these kinds of underlying things. I want to put the power and the tools in the hands of everyone so that they can have amazing, connected, fulfilling relationships.
I imagine this show being translated to Chinese and Spanish and Hebrew and Arabic and Japanese, just all over the world, sitting and watching this show in their language and hearing eroticism in their language and starting to have powerful conversations that they didn't get to have so far, and really like, you know, like while the show is running, they are going and having sex on the couch in front of the show because they can't wait to bring those tools into their own lives.
Here She Comes is going to change not just what we do in the bedroom, but how we are out in the world, in the sense that I think our erotic energy is actually what motivates us and inspires us in our jobs, you know, in our careers, to make the world a better place. And also it gives us a sense of personal power. And we have this compartmentalization. It's like sex is something that's over here. We keep it in the bedroom. But if we're always walking in an empowered way, in connection with our erotic energy, just everything is more fun and more alive, you know? And when you really learn how to do it in a way that's like empowered and self-connected, it doesn't feel creepy. It feels really, really self-expressed. Like we get to be everything that we are, and we don't have to hide parts of ourselves away.
We know you want to see it. We know that you want to have this kind of sexuality depicted on the screens. Open the TV, you have the option to see something better, sexier, that reflects on who you are. So join us for the sexual revolution. We want to know what you want. We want to know what turns you on. We want to know how you see the next sexual revolution.
I mean, seriously, do you want to follow the same old repressive scripts forever, or do you want to be part of the sexual revolution?
So go to Here She Comes TV on Instagram and Facebook and share your thoughts, feelings, and desires with us.
Here She Comes TV is going to be releasing interviews with thought leaders, activists, and revolutionaries in the field of sexuality. And we want to invite you to listen to all of their voices and to add your voices to theirs so that we can create this sexual revolution together. I would love for you to join us.
I love it.